A new lake recently opened up in my area. It's called Lake Nighthorse, and it's been closed to the public until May this year. They filled this lake with water back in 2009 and started stocking it with fish shortly after. I was the first to show up, so I decided to hit the bank waiting for Jeff and Carter to arrive. There was lots of sunken vegetation, and I saw some small fry as well, so the fish must be spawning. I have a feeling this will continue to be a great fishing lake over the years, given that the city regulates it correctly. But don't worry, this trip won't be shore fishing the entire time. If you remember Four Corners River Sports from a few of my past videos, they agreed to let me take one of their canoes out on the lake. Luckily, they just opened up this lakeside rental station down on the lake. Here's what it looks like in case you want to rent from them. And Carter's there getting some instruction on how to use the paddle system for the Hobie kayak he's taking. He just didn't really fit too well in the canoe with me and Jeff. So we're off on the canoe and start fishing pretty quickly. We found some good-looking water and made a few casts. However, there was just no fish, so we moved and tried another spot. Over in the distance there, Carter was hooked up to a fish. He had a little bit more maneuverability in that small kayak, and he could stand, so he got better casts. After Carter got 2 fish, we decided to make our way over to him. Unlike Carter with a foot pedal system, we could not stay in place too well, and were being blown all over the lake, so we anchored up at a sunken tree. Carter was catching the fish on a dry fly, so we both switched, but still nothing. After fishing a few hours, we decided that we would take turns trolling for fish. Jeff and I both put on a large streamer and had at it. Jeff was kind enough to start paddling first while I trolled with my rod. And I finally got one. Nothing huge, but a fish. Oh, and I know I'm not handling the fish properly, but this is because we're keeping them. They are stocked in the lake for the purpose of keeping the fish, and this is an artificial lake, so I don't want to hear any negative comments about me keeping fish, guys. Shortly after, Jeff got one on the troll. Then while I was trolling, we heard Carter say he had a fish. And then I got another one. However, shortly after I pulled in that fish, a storm came through quickly. The winds got up to 20 miles an hour, and we had whitecaps on the lake. I didn't get any footage of that, because Jeff, Carter, and I were rowing for our lives. We almost tipped the canoe a few times, and we got soaked from the heavy rain. It was about 1 o'clock, and we had to cut the day short because of it. But we made it back safely, and with a few fish in the bag to eat. So the limit there is 4 fish per person, and we ended up keeping only 5 total between all of us. Carter did put back 3 and kept 2 of his. I kept both of mine, and Jeff kept his. By the way, I recently ate these fish and they tasted amazing. Really good, mild tasting rainbow. Something you could not get unless the lake was clean. So many thanks to Four Corners River Sports for allowing us to take these kayaks out for the day. You can go to their store right in Durango and rent watercraft for any nearby lake or river. Or you can show up at Lake Nighthorse and rent directly from them there. Well, thanks for watching. I will see you on the next video. Now you go catch some fish.